She speaks with power, she speaks with grace. Truth from a black woman's place. From our lives, from our view, we bring the real story straight to you. Elena Sanders, Adria Butler, Maya Allen, Tim Walleye, Phillips too. For real voices, one clear sound. She speaks is life. We are standing proud. She speaks true. She speaks life. Black women shining bold and bright. She speaks. She leads. We came through. Real conversation made for you. She speaks from a black woman's perspective.
Things that everybody is thinking, but nobody wants to say out loud. The topic tonight is diversity. Is ignorance really bliss? Is it easier not to know, easier not to understand, or is ignorance only bliss when you're not the one dealing with the consequences? As Black women, many of us don't have the luxury of being unaware. We have to navigate race, gender, family, work, education, healthcare, and community issues every day. So let's talk about it. So do we have the polls up? Are the polls available?
Our polls are there. Let's see if we can actually use those polls right now. If not, then guess what? We're just going to ask those questions and ask you all to put them in. It seems like people were already answering these polls. I see some yes, but if you don't... So what I'll do, somebody said they completed the poll. Okay, so we gave it to y'all. So let's, if you have not completed the poll, go ahead and do so. But if you want to go ahead and talk about it, Deetra, I'll just keep it up so people can see what's happening in here. So that'll be
all right. So some of the topics are things that are really sensitive that happen to most of us or a lot of us on a regular basis. You don't sound black. Can I touch your hair? Or you're so articulate, or you don't act like other Black women. If you've heard two or more of those, welcome to the club. It's a club nobody really wants to join, but welcome. So in our polls, I can't see them.
So let's do a running poll
as
people join, and we'll see what they ends up being as we move through our conversation. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, let's talk about, let's have some real talk. Talk Black woman real talk.
So I actually see, if you want to, this post is good. So let's talk, Black woman real talk. I want to show y'all a picture right quick so y'all can actually see why we actually came and talked about this actual topic today. So I'm going to show y'all a picture. Do y'all see that picture? Let me make it bigger.
Yep.
Can y'all see it? Okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
So I want us to take a look at this picture and see what's intricate about it, what you see. We see some beautiful Black women, right? So
we do.
I posted this picture on social media sometime, probably about 2 weeks ago. I attended an event that was for the ground game here in Georgia. Of course, Ossoff was there and a couple of others. And these are women, professional women. We are all presidents of our organization. And so we took the picture. So it was a gentleman that came on that said, y'all need some diversity in this picture. Y'all need, and I see diversity. And so Eureka, which is the person that has the ground game, she said, I see many different races in this picture. What are you talking about? So what they were speaking on was that it was too many Black women in this picture. And they wanted to see some more diversity. So my answer to that was like, so why is there an issue when Black women come together to take a picture? Someone want to say diversity. We need some diversity in the room. But if it's a group of another nationality, that it's not a problem. Why is that? Why is it always an issue? And I would love for if somebody want to come off the, I want to put in the chat, I want to speak about it. Why is it that when we are in the room together and we come together and all these women in this picture are educated, we just happen to take a picture with a notable elected official, but for someone to say there needs to be some diversity in this picture. It's too many black women in this picture. Then guess what? That's not our problem. It's their problem because it made them uncomfortable. Why does it make them uncomfortable when it's so many of us in the room? Can somebody help me with that?
Hi, I don't mind because you already struck a nerve. This is Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany.
Hold on, let me come off, get on camera. How's everybody?
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Because first of all, Atlanta, they don't know what that picture was. It could have been you and your family. It could have been some co-work. They don't even know the context of why you all were in the picture together.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of asking you, oh, who's that in your picture? And asking a question, don't jump off your own insecurities and your own assumptions and your own stereotypes. So yeah, that hit a nerve with me already, because why are you questioning the picture? Like you said, if it would have been a group of Asian people or group of anyone else, would that same question have been asked? And the thing is, it's only 4 or 5 of y'all in the picture. Like it's 800 people. Oh, they're coming to do a riot on John Ossoff. What?
Right. And go ahead, Maya.
Yeah, so that goes back to that other element with diversity, and is ignorance bliss? It's not always sometimes a lack of knowledge. Sometimes it's a lack of choice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a choice that people make. They know enough to do better, but does it make them so uncomfortable that they choose not to? And so I think that's what it was. For some reason, he got uncomfortable. A group of Black women around a senator for the state of Georgia, who Georgia by all definition is red, maybe purple, but we're definitely not blue yet, right? And so maybe that's it. I think some people, ignorance is bliss.
And for those who are tuning in, that's how this topic for the day came about, was because that picture was posted on social media on my page, and there was a non-melanin individual that came on that made that comment. We need some more diversity in this picture. And it also goes back to when I used to hold events in my county. I had events that were for ladies. And of course, the area that I represented, it's predominantly African American. Now, the event is open to everybody in the county. Everybody can come. I have it every year, a ladies' retreat for the mothers, the daughters, and their guardians. And I say guardians because we had some people in our county that had foster children, so I did not want to exclude. But of course, it was majority minorities that attended. And so whenever I post our group picture every year, I always get backlash that this event is only for African American women. And so I said, no, the event is open to everybody in the county, but African American women are the only ones signed up. So my question is, why didn't you sign up? And so I actually had a constituent who sat down with me, who was a white woman, who came up to me and sat me down. This is right after a commissioner meeting. I'm outside, and they sat me down on the bench. And she said, why you don't have white people at your event? I said, well, you live in my district. Why you didn't come? So
Right.
I'm confused.
Right.
Why you didn't come? I said, this event is open to everyone in the county. Why is it an issue that we have these individuals that attend our meeting? And so she actually said to me that I need to recruit white people to attend the meetings. And I was really dumbfounded. And people don't know my history. I didn't go to my college was probably, HBC was probably the only school that I went to that was predominantly Black. But my grammar school, I went to schools that probably had 10% if that, African American. So I grew up. I was the only Black female cheerleader on the varsity team. So I don't know what they think, or I don't know. But I was like, you really want me to recruit racists to attend an actual event that everybody in the county has the liberty to be a part of? So I just felt that people being uncomfortable in situations, they want us to make them comfortable, and that's not fair.
Right. They
That's
shift
not
the
fun.
burden to us, right? Like it's always on us to address their level of comfort, right? That privilege that says you fix it, versus let me take some affirmative action, right? Like I can walk in or sign up and come to the tea as well as anyone else can, but that that taking that responsibility is far from what they want to do. It's up to you to bring more people in. What steps can you take to make sure that we are included and we are a part of this event, right? It's the privilege to not have to have any personal responsibility. You can shift that to anyone and everyone else.
But she
Why is
also
it
had the
that
audacity to sit you down and ask you
On a good bench.
audacity. I'm like, who does that?
And where is Tiffany? I know this is tearing Tiffany up. Tiffany, what you got on this?
I got a question.
I was trying not to say nothing else. Because my thing, to me, what that shows is if Atlanta's your representative, she represents everyone in her area.
Yes.
So if you chose not to come to something, that's on you. I'm glad you asked her, well, why didn't you come? I advertised it to everyone, all my constituents. Why didn't you come? It's because sometimes they feel uncomfortable around us. But then on the other hand, sometimes they try to come and take over stuff. Because my thing is going back to your picture. If that picture had been at a let's say NCNW event, well, yeah, it's gonna be black women.
Exactly.
If it had been at a FIFA event and everybody had on soccer jerseys, nobody can be like, you need some other sports in there. Why you ain't got nobody with a Braves jersey on? I mean, no, like I said again, ask questions first. And why is it that we have to make them comfortable?
Right.
And it's almost as if for us to be together in a group anywhere or doing anything is somehow offensive or exclusive. Um, you know what I mean? It's not as if others weren't. I was not in attendance at that event, but I'm certain that other people were invited and asked to come and to do whatever was being done there. But those were the people who came and they took a photograph.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that an issue
And mind
for anyone?
you, the event was very diverse. It was in DeKalb County. And so it was a diverse group of people that was in there. Of course, people who are on the political arena, it's going to be diverse, especially in DeKalb County. So it just happened that we happen to be the leaders of our organization, and we just happen to be black women.
It's just one picture.
Right. Yeah. So that's the interesting part is why do we have to put so much into making people feel comfortable? Why do we have to do that? And as I stated to you, being the only African American in the room, sometimes I want to see my brothers and sisters there, but I don't allow that to bother me because I am in that room. I'm in that space. I'm confident in who I am. I'm not going to allow you to make me uncomfortable in these spaces. Right. So why do we have to go as hard to make sure there's some diversity in the room that when you see a bunch of minorities together, for one, you think we're up to something, you think we're doing something, when we're just having a good old conversation and having a good old time. And so that's the stereotype that's put out there in the society that they try to perpetuate when it comes to black women or when it comes to minorities, period.
And those same issues arise not just in social settings, but also in workplace settings, right? It's the same thing. We have to make other people comfortable with our
or we have to be the ones to educate them on diversity. Why is that our responsibility as black women?
Right. So what about in the workplace, Maya? What do you think about that?
I think, yeah.
So as an IT professional, I'm often not only the only black person, but also the only female. So that's a whole nother element right there. So and you do have to educate people. But I also think that sometimes people really don't know, especially when you're dealing with different nationalities and races that have different customs, and we're more alike than not, but there are differences, right? That have to be called out, understood, and accepted, right? But some people just don't want to know because it doesn't affect them,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So as long as it doesn't affect me, I'm all for DEI, you know. And that was another question I asked you ladies. Why is inclusion always coupled with diversity, right?
Right.
Because really it is two different things, because diversity is being invited to the party and inclusion is come to the party and dance with me, right? So it's different, but I think they're both necessary, right?
Yeah.
Tamla, I know you were talking about your work experience.
Yeah, I know our last podcast, I was saying how I have workplace trauma. So
Not funny.
right now I'm in a workplace where it is diversity. Unfortunately, they did get rid of DEI. Um, I guess everyone did, big corporations did. But oh Lord, this chair. Sorry. This is not my chair. So my husband got a new chair and I'm sitting at the edge of it. I need to get my own chair in here. But
No, you
anyway,
need diversity. You got to change chairs. You can't just.
anyway, Lord. But this is the first time I've been to a job where I am not the only Black woman or Black person there since I've been in the state of Georgia. Um, as everyone know, I'm not from here. I have worked in the South before when I lived in Florida, but it was a lot of Black women when I started working professionally. But anyway, so when I moved here, it's very different. It's
What
as
do you
if,
mean by different? I don't want to put you on the spot if you say different. I know I see you trying to sugarcoat the different. So if you don't want to go there, if it's going to incriminate you, and kind of, we're going to stick with the different. But if you can we
being in
define?
Atlanta, working in the city of Atlanta. Well, yeah, I do work in Atlanta when I go into the office. But being in Atlanta, it's very different. The people here are different, such as very what's the word I'm looking for?
They have adapted to the culture.
Um, maybe.
Okay,
Yeah,
I tried.
maybe. Cliquish is a good
Okay,
word.
okay,
Mm,
okay.
Yeah,
very
people
much.
here are very cliquish. That's what I've learned when I first moved here. I had to find my way on my own. I didn't have any help from anybody looking for a job or whatever. Very cliquish. But my sorority sister was able to employ me. So that was my first job. So it was in the hood of Atlanta. So even we was around our own, even though around our own people, it's very cliquish and very, what's the word? Another word I'm looking for. um,
Is it you're not trying to go bougie, or is it
but
bougie?
no,
Okay.
I've noticed that too with
Was it
certain
not
places.
inviting?
Say that again.
Were people just not inviting, not warm?
Yes, but and then sometimes it felt like crabs in a barrel. I don't know if that's the right.
Okay, that's what I was meaning by adapting to the culture.
Okay, I guess
Because
yeah.
it's different from
So,
down south for somebody who hasn't lived down south. Even for me being from New Orleans and moving to Newton, it was a little different. It was a culture shock.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. And I get that because even people from Alabama is like, Atlanta, this ain't. And I'm like, wow, you're from the South. I would think y'all were all, but yeah. So now you get what I'm saying. So it's
It's
not
because of
a
all these
North
non-Southern
thing.
people have infiltrated this city. That's what it is.
Ooh,
Uh,
ooh.
So you must be from Atlanta.
no,
I'm
she
not,
is
but I'm
Are
a
you
not.
Southern
not?
girl.
Okay.
She
I'm a
is
Southern
not.
girl.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and Atlanta has lost some of its Southern flavor
Okay. Okay.
because it is such a diverse city. And I tease people
Okay.
like Tamala, them up north people and out
She
west
said I'm
people
up
and
north
stuff.
people.
Up north people.
Y'all up north, y'all
Where is the
Yankees, as my mama
diversity
called
in
me.
that statement? We don't want to be excluded.
We don't want no
Okay, now
diversity. We want
I
our,
was trying to be
we want our
quiet,
Southern
but
people.
I'm from New York State, so I had to come on here to say
Thank you, Tawanda. Thank you, Judge. We got another judge on the call. Thank you. Thank you, Judge Williams. Thank you.
But Tamala, I think you're right. I've been in Atlanta over 40 years.
Okay.
And the culture is very different than when, like I said, I'm a Southern girl. And when I moved here in the 80s, most people here, whether or not they were originally from Georgia, but a lot of the Southern people, the Southern hospitality and all of that. And I think it's gotten to the place now, it is a chocolate city. And, people kind of hang with the people they know they went to school with or whatever. So
Very cliquish,
I
yes.
respect what you're saying.
Right. But back to this diversity thing. Listen. So my question is, listen, how do these assumptions, like you're being mistaken, say you're being mistaken for administrative staff, regardless of title or position, because you're a Black woman. Maybe the assumption that confidence equals aggression or intimidation.
That's facts.
And this is for me, feeling pressure to be twice as good to receive the
that's a
same
given.
recognition. I go through that still. But assumptions about education, expertise, or leadership ability because you're a Black woman. So how does these assumptions impact your career growth, confidence, and opportunities? That's a question I want to give to you all. What do y'all think?
Well, I can attest to the part where you said confidence mean they take it as aggression, are being angry, the angry Black woman in the
Yep.
room, and especially when you're always speaking out, or they think you that you think you're bougie, or you think you are all that if you have a certain type of education, or reach a certain level, and not knowing, well, they should know that they can get the same education that I receive and go to it was harder for a lot of us to get in school, okay? But I have received that all the time. I think that's a part of my whole makeup of being in spaces, is that because I'm confident in who I am, and they don't know my story. They don't know why had to get to that point. They have no idea what I've gone through,
What it took, exactly.
What it took to get me there. But all they see is this confident person walking in the room, and when she speaks, when I speak with confidence, they say it's aggression, and I have a deeper female voice. My voice is deep. That's just what it is. And so it intimidates some people. It does. I know that, and I try to soften it a little bit and lighten it a little bit. But why do I have to do that?
Don't do that.
Why do I have to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I mean, hey, this is the voice God gave me. So I'm like, but I find that I had to do that. But when I realized, I'm not going to lessen myself anymore to make someone feel comfortable. And so I completely understand you, especially working for in corporate America. I get it, because it's not many of us in those areas. So we try to adapt to the environment, but sometimes we feel like we're losing ourselves. We're trying to adapt to the environment. And then when we finally show ourselves, they're thinking we changed. No, this has been me all the time. It's like that code switching. I don't know if y'all saw that episode. I'm going to have to pull it up one time when a guy he showed how he had to code switch at jobs and what he really, really wanted to say. Yeah. But we have to code switch.
So when does diversity become performative instead of meaningful? Like, when organizations say they value inclusion and diversity, right up into the point that it requires flexibility or change. Right? We're all for it. We're not against it. This is an even playing field for everybody, right? We don't discriminate. This is what we do. But we still have those instances where we've walked in the room and felt underestimated before we spoke. Or somebody presents an idea, one that you did prior, but everybody heard it when this person said it.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that happened today at work.
That's common practice in the workplace, I think, for most of us.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
But why do you think they don't hear it from us, but they hear it from a third party, I would say? Why do you think that that's the issue? Or why is that?
So I had a boss one time that told me I was leading a team and they didn't like the way that I was leading the team, the business side. And so they went to my director and I don't know what all they said, but it was enough for him to call me in the office and basically tell me my perception's everything. And I'm like, how is perception everything when we know we're not playing a fair fight right here? Right? So it's either I'm going to lead or I'm going to defer to you, right? Because you put me in this position to lead the team. I can't be worried about somebody's perception when the job is getting done, right? That's not fair. But I mean, that's what we deal with.
But I think that it's intentional for us not to be heard, and people are going to kind of shun our leadership because of who we are, right? Like we are perceived. Someone said a few minutes ago that when we walk in the room, there's this perception about us. And if we lead and we lead well and then success happens, then that perception is false or invalid. And rather than invalidate my perception that I already have of you, I have to then dismiss or diminish you because I am not wrong.
Or if you don't diminish me, you're surprised. Like that wasn't a given, right? But for somebody else, that's a given, right? It's never a given for us,
right? Like, and that's when you get the you're so articulate.
Oh,
or
God.
you're different.
You're so polished.
Yeah.
You're just so polished.
Wow. That's when you get those.
She speaks so well.
Right?
Where are you from?
Exactly.
Tell me about your background. What did your parents do?
Right.
Exactly.
I used to get that when I lived in New York. So just going to a private school, they used to ask me why do I talk like I'm white?
And that's
that from family.
And that's another one. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a whole nother story right there. Speaking white, or I'm talking white. No, I'm speaking clear English.
I have studied all.
Right, I've educated myself. I know how to go back and speak to my brothers and sisters when we just in an informal conversation, but still. I know how to conduct myself in different spaces. So that's not just talking talking white or whatever it may be. But what can we do as Black women to educate them on the things that are done and to help them notice what they're doing?
Right.
Well, oh, sorry.
That again,
Tiffany.
Deidre was talking. Go ahead.
I think that again shifts it to us to address their level of comfort. I think that we go in and be who we are and do what we do and require acceptance the same way we accept everything and everyone else.
I just don't want to accept that responsibility for a whole.
for
I ain't
for
sign up for
everybody
that.
else.
I ain't sign
Yeah.
up
I
for
ain't got
that.
time for that.
Yeah,
Right.
I ain't got time for that. What I'm responsible for is a positive representation, right? That's what I'm responsible for. And
Right.
hopefully, by the way that I operate, somebody that may have a shaded or uh, a slightly different view may change that view, right? Reach one, teach one. I mean, I don't know, but I'm not gonna do it intentionally. I'm gonna do it because that's who I am.
But we
As a
have to
black woman.
explain ourselves in the workplace. We have to explain ourselves, in the community, and we have to explain even our parenting um, styles and choices and our children. We don't get a fair or level playing field or a fair shot at any of our existence. What do we think about the
It,
questions about our children and parenting?
so for many black women, diversity isn't always about race. It's about raising our kids that learn differently, communicate differently. I'm a mother of an 18-year-old son that's on the spectrum, neurodivergent, right? So, and we got this diagnosis here in the state of Georgia. It was a rough, tough way to go, right? And what I've always told my son is, you know, you're going to be a black man in America that's on the spectrum, but it doesn't mean that you can't live a fulfilled life and be who
Mm-hmm.
you are, right? Because you're always trying to put this is what's right, this is what's acceptable. Yes, you have to be socially acceptable, right? You can't be out here wilding out, but you can be who you are supposed to be and who God created you to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's off to college next year. I can say in the beginning, I didn't see that. I mean, I didn't see a whole bunch of stuff, but God is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I learned that people often say they support inclusion, right? He even went to a inclusion school in elementary, because the one in the neighborhood, all they were doing were babysitting. When you're on an IEP, you can go to school at 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need a babysitter. I need some services, right?
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
so we couldn't get those services where we live. So I was responsible for taking him um, back and forth. They didn't cover the health insurance didn't cover speech back
What?
then.
Mm.
They did not. They did not.
Georgia
Luckily,
insurance sucks. Sorry.
yeah. So, I mean, it's better now. And I think that's because the diagnoses are on the rise. And it's
Right.
not just affecting our kids,
It's
it's
affecting
affecting
them.
kids all over. And
Right.
so that's why you saw the expansion of services, thank God. But so it's a lot. It's not just diversity by race. It's diversity by ability, right?
It is like so my baby was he was born early, right? He was born 13 weeks early, little guy. And the doctors told me all these things that he wouldn't do, and he wouldn't do on time, and he wouldn't be normal, wouldn't be in these classes. All these things is what they told me. So I worked with my baby, right? I read to my baby all the time. We listen to classical music. We go for walks. We go to the park and point out objects or whatever. So fast forward to the time my baby is um, I don't know, 2 or 3, whenever it is that you're supposed to have to buy a plane ticket for your kids. Now, this is a long time ago, so the numbers may have changed now. Well, my baby was little because he was born early, right? So he was smaller than his age. So even though he may have been 2 or 3, people thought he was 1 or 2, like he looked younger.
Right,
Except he could read at that age. He could count to over 100 at that age because he knew that once he got
Nice.
to 100, he'd just start over. So he knew these things, right? But he was a show off, even though he was a little baby. So we would get on the plane, he'd take his little book out and start reading it because the people on the side of us were impressed. Because again, he looked so much younger than he actually was, in addition.
Mm-hmm.
So So he's doing these things, and inevitably, and I'm telling you, it was like every plane trip, and we went home a lot back then because no, I'm not from the South. I just stayed out of that conversation. But anyway, we went home a lot and and I always got the questions like, oh, wow, he's so smart. What did you do? How does he do that? When all he did was read it was the berry series. There were these fruits of the spirits was the series, but you had loganberry and blueberry. You had all these berry ones, right? And he would get his little book out and he would read this little book. For all I know, he had it memorized from when I read it, but he could read different books. He would read the books. But it was as if he was a miracle because this little boy could do basic things like read and count. You know what I mean? Because this little black boy could do these things, and you know what I mean, and he could do them accurately. One lady actually sat and watched them. Older lady, she told me I should write a book. She told me that I should teach classes, I should do all these things because it was so amazing that this little boy could do these things. You know what I mean? I don't understand like why these are regular things. If anybody would talk to their children and would read to their children,
Right.
or play these type songs and music for their children, you would have the same result, right? I read, and that's how I learned to do these things. Well, the classical music stuff, because that was just not something I automatically did. And the other stuff we might have done anyway. And I said thank you and all of those things, but it was offensive in the sense that why are you so impressed with this that I should write a book, that I should teach classes, that I should monetize what this child is doing.
And you felt that because you were a black woman that had a child, and they probably thought at that time you probably were a single mother.
Right.
And how did you do this? I mean,
right. When his dad, because his dad was the reason we were able to go home as much as we went, right? Because somebody had to work and pay those bills. That was his father, my husband. That's who did those things. That was for
you had a husband.
Like, what? Yes. Yes.
Oh,
I can't believe that.
That is so.
Household.
Wait.
Yes, he had a mother and a father. Yes,
What?
it is shocking. We had a house. We lived in a neighborhood.
How a
we
black
had
woman
cars.
do that?
And
So
his dad paid for stuff. I didn't have any welfare. Dad bought it. It was shocking.
So that's what happens when people make assumptions about communities they never spend time in.
Right.
You know, how
Yep.
much of what they believe comes from personal experience versus what they've been told. And sometimes, ignorance is inherited. We know that.
Yes.
Or
Oh,
taught.
Lord,
Oh,
yes.
absolutely.
So my question is, what responsibility do we have to challenge the misinformation?
What? I am, could be my age. I don't know. I'm tired of carrying the load or the burden or the responsibility for other people. I don't know what my responsibility as I think it was Elena that said earlier. It may have been you, Maya. I'm responsible for how I carry myself and how I conduct myself.
Exactly.
I'm responsible for some of the things my son does, even though he's 24, right? But I'm responsible for some of his behavior because some of that stems from home, right?
Right.
You are a reflection of the things that were in your orbit as you grew up, particularly at those young ages. That shapes you. I was responsible for my mother while she was ill. So for my parents and for my children and for myself. But for the society at large, I think that my responsibility is for me to carry myself in a way that they can observe and take note. But I do not have, I think, a responsibility to explain to anyone who I am, where I'm from, and how I came to be how I am. I don't think that that's my responsibility.
It's interesting we were bringing this up because we were talking earlier about some of the comments that were on our She Speaks Worldwide page. So make sure you go ahead and follow that. That's shameless plug right there. Go follow us on Facebook at She Speaks, okay? And so we posted some of our cameos from our last podcast. And I think it struck the nerve with one of our followers named Myron. And so,
Poor Myron.
and so when Tiffany mentioned you had a husband, it was interesting because I was just looking at the comments from Myron that says,
Right.
and I'm going to read it the way he actually wrote it, even though it's not grammatically correct. Where are the husbands at? That was what he said. Where are the husbands at? And he said, we are expected to do it all is your argument, right? Well, that's what you guys wanted when you guys divorced the men, married the government and the welfare system along with the feminist movement. Now all of a sudden you guys carry a lot. You guys should know that we are played, you guys should know that we were played and that they turned us against each other. You guys chose welfare and government subsidies over nuclear family and men. These are the facts. So why complain now? That was from Myron Robertson.
Can we say generalization?
Right.
Man, can we say
False.
something else? But,
Can we say
you
false?
know,
I'm sorry. Somebody is saying the Facebook. They don't see it on Facebook.
They don't see
Where can I
the
send
sheet.
them?
somebody post the link in the
Okay, I'll make
chat.
sure I do
And
that.
while we're doing that, I got
Don't
a
put it in
question.
the chat because she's not in here. She's trying to get on Facebook.
We'll get on the live on Facebook.
Yes,
Commissioner Elena Sanders.
Commissioner Atlanta Sanders. Hold on. I'm
So,
sorry.
what's one assumption people make about Black women that drives you crazy? If some of the people want to just put in the chat, we won't say your name, but we'll put your
But if you want to
comment.
say it, if you want to come off speaker and say it, we will allow it. We welcome it.
And then, have you ever felt like you had to shrink yourself to fit into a space?
I've done that before.
Oh, yeah.
I have
yeah.
done it, but I have said I'm no longer going to. I think once you reach a certain age, you're like, I'm just not doing this anymore.
Right, yeah.
You're just going to set me for who I am, or you just move on. I mean, it is what it is. So I have done it. I've had to I wouldn't say go along to get along, because that's kind of that statement right there. But I have had to not say I had certain educational. I wasn't at a certain educational level. I left that out, even on some resumes before as a Black woman.
Really?
I have a certain amount of degrees, and I would not put them all on the resume because I know it would intimidate. Because my boss may not have all of this education that I'm applying for, so I would leave it off. And that's sad that we had to do that because you earned your degrees. You sat in those classrooms. You wrote those papers. You did those presentations. And so you want to be as proud of your education as anyone else. But we've had to actually, I wouldn't say downgrade ourselves just to fit in or to get a certain job that we know sometimes we probably overqualified for. So I would say yes.
And even when we get the jobs, sometimes we have to hold back because we don't want to intimidate supervisors or, those other people who are above us. We want to make sure that they feel that that you're the smartest or most qualified person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This is why I was not a good employee. It did not work out well for me.
Right.
Because by the time I had an internship the summer after freshman year, so I was 18. Then the second summer went back to the same bank, and these people dogged me out like it was no tomorrow. So I was 19 years old. So since I've been 19 years old, I knew what the game was, knew what time it was, and I chose to not play the game. Right. And by the time I was coming out of graduate school, and my background is business and finance, I knew, I was like, God, I'm not, this ain't gonna work for me. I didn't know how. Eventually I knew I had to go into entrepreneurship because this wasn't gonna work. Right. And then intimidation is real. I remember a situation, I worked in the governor's office, and there was a department manager there who was dumb as a doorknob. Which most of the old white men who worked at the state, good old boy network, they've been there forever. Every Black person that walked in the door had a master's degree to even get an interview. The white folks was still sitting there. Some of them decided to go to Georgia State at night and walk down the street and go get one. But we had to have one walking in the door. And he and I disagreed on some text or whatever for a report we were doing. And so I told him, I said, well, okay, it's okay, because, he's above me. He was the lead person. I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. We can just do it that way. That drove him crazy because I would never say he was right. I just
Mhm.
said, oh, okay, yeah, that's how you want to, yeah, we can just do it that way.
Right.
It drove this man crazy. He kept coming by my office. Dude, you're not going to convince me because I know you're stupid and an idiot. I know I have excellent writing
Oh my
skills.
gosh.
But it did not matter to him that he got to do it his way. But he had such a problem that I would never say, "Oh yeah, you're right, Chuck." No, I ain't gonna say you're right because I know you're dumb and you're not.
Right.
Mm.
Right. But that's the
So
expectation though, right? Like the expectation is that you're going to make sure that you are I don't want to say submissive, subservient maybe, or
No, you're right.
Maybe.
Submissive,
Yeah,
subservient,
that's
all
it.
that. Yeah, we're
That's it.
supposed to dumb down ourselves.
Right.
But because it still want the problem I have with the jobs, and it may be all over, but definitely in Atlanta because this is where I worked. I think so many people in management have an attitude of overseeing you, and I'm using that word on purpose, overseeing you versus managing you, and they definitely aren't trying to elevate you, train you, teach you, and encourage you. Tawanda said Black women are intimidating,
she's answering the
and
next question. Thank you.
yeah, so I think that you're exactly right, Dietrich. That's what it is. They
Mm-hmm.
want us to be like, oh, okay, thank you so much for letting me work here. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
right. I ain't doing that.
Yep.
I'm going to share a secret. Well, it didn't become a secret after I got caught doing it, but it's not bad. So, but anyway, so I used to have to, especially when Chat GPT first came out, really popular when I first came in office. I used to type my emails because I was the only female on the board, the only female, and the first Black woman. So I used to type out my notifications on my emails and I will put it in Chat GPT and say, please make this soft because I am responding to a board of men and I'm the only female. So
Wow.
one day I made a mistake and I thought I was in my chat box on Chat GPT and I was in the chair's text message. Texting saying, please make this soft. And he started laughing. I said, now you see what I have to do to talk to y'all. Because y'all think when I respond in a certain way, you say I use these big words and it be long, that y'all get intimidated. So I have to put it in Chat GPT to say, soften this because I am a woman on this board and I don't want to intimidate these men. So please soften my message so I can forward it to these gentlemen. And I had to do that. And it's sad. In 2024, 23, 25,
Yeah.
26, I had to do that. And because they got intimidated when I typed out these, I guess to them it was eloquent, or it was just structured letters and it had the bullet points. And that's just how I write. I'm an educator, so that's just how I write. And so it intimidated them. So I had to do that all the time that I was on the board so they wouldn't feel
Well,
intimidated.
And then
I
at some
think we
point you
all
get
can agree that diversity has come a long way since the D word first started being mentioned. Um, but question, you think people believe that it's diversity or tokenism?
I think that people
mm,
misunderstand what diversity and equity. I think they misunderstand. And when you try to turn that into a numbers thing, then you're going to come up with an incorrect result. And so that's why you probably hear a lot of the complaints that you hear now about diversity and equity and inclusion, those things, because people have made it a numbers game. We got to get this many, or we have to have, one of each of these, or we have to make sure. And that's not what it is. That's not what it was set out to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was to ensure that people still had to be qualified, but to ensure that you weren't overlooking qualified applicants or
right.
individuals based on other
That's
non
right.
qualifying factors.
So
That's what
basically, were
everybody's
you
saying.
just looking for representation or were you really looking for real inclusion?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Exactly.
Right? Were you just looking to say, yes, we met the quota, or were you really looking to have real inclusion? You know,
Right.
what's your intent? Was your intent to make a statement, or was your intent for impact?
Right.
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 Because true DEI, are you trying to have different perspectives, different life experiences, different backgrounds to have an impact and play a part in the decisions that you make, in the work that you do? Like you said, I love that analogy you said earlier. Are you just inviting someone to the dance, or are you asking them to actually dance with you, be a part of it? And I
Right.
think do you all remember a few years ago, Dove had a commercial and a lot of Black folks got offended because the way the commercial was, it showed women and it went from darker to lighter women. Well, a lot of Black people took offense to that the way it was. And so everybody's like, okay, who was sitting in the room with the marketing company when they made this decision?
I never seen that.
Yeah, well,
So
it
they
probably didn't stay
hire
around
us.
long because people raised Cain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what can happen when you have different people, different perspectives in the room.
Right.
Then
Mm-hmm.
you get better results. That's if you
Right.
really are trying to be inclusive, though.
Right.
Or when Walmart came out with the Juneteenth ice cream.
I don't
What?
remember that
Was that a
either.
real thing?
Yes,
Yeah.
I saw it in Walmart. That
Was
was
it
like what, 2
recently?
year ago,
I
2024.
don't remember that.
So what kind of
Yep.
ice
What
cream?
flavor
It was
was
right. It was
those?
right when it came federal. It became federal,
Yep.
and
So
they
what
Yeah,
kind
came
it
of
was
ice
out with
red
cream we
velvet too. I think
Juneteenth.
it
eat?
was
It was
What we
different
eat?
colors.
What flavor?
Neapolitan.
It was all the
Neapolitan.
colors of Juneteenth.
Oh, it was
Okay,
red,
what was
green, and
yellow?
yellow.
It had some blue. It had yellow. Google it. I saw it in Walmart. I saw
But
it.
Yep.
who
It was
made
called
Juneteenth?
Juneteenth ice
On
cream.
But
Google.
who made Juneteenth that color?
Well, the Juneteenth colors are the blue,
Red,
red,
black,
and
and
white. It's more of a
right.
navy
I
blue.
thought
Exactly.
it was red, green, and yellow.
No,
Exactly. Who made
that's
that's
our African
African?
colors. So
Right.
Right.
people don't know, so they made it the African colors and called it Juneteenth ice cream.
Exactly.
So the
Oh,
I'm
Juneteenth
Googling
flag is
right
red,
now.
white, blue.
You know, I am
oh.
Googling. And look, oh, y'all probably, I wonder, y'all can't see
We
my
We
can't
hand.
can't
see
But
see
it.
it.
Yes,
Uh-uh.
see.
Put the picture in the chat and I'll blow it up.
I had
What?
to get it from here, though. I don't know how to get it over there to y'all.
I'm gonna find
So
it while y'all talking. I'll find it and I'll
so
pull it up.
so what they did was they hired more Black people. They just weren't in leadership decision making because nobody would have agreed to that.
I'm not believing it. I didn't even know. I don't know where I was that year. I
Yeah,
didn't see this
I
at
never
all,
seen that
ever.
ice cream. They should have made it butter pecan because that was invented by Black people. I mean, come on.
You're gonna spark a whole different debate.
And then
That's
let
what
me
that.
tell you something real quick. I just finished a what they call a smart driver or driver safety class so I could get cheaper insurance.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, I did it through AARP.
Yep.
And I think I'm going to email them. They bypassed the fact that a Black man invented the 3-light traffic light.
Mm-hmm.
They just said, oh, by 1920, we had the 3-light traffic light. Didn't say who invented it, but before that, they talked about a white man inventing the traffic light, the 2-light traffic light before
Oh.
1920. So I just had to bring that up. It was just very disturbing that you bypass what a Black man has done for this country. And it was very disturbing. So I believe I'm gonna just email them and let them know they need to put that in their speech or whatever. Oh God, it was a terrible, terrible training. But anyway,
And that's the other
I
thing
got my
too. That's the other thing is that we don't speak up when we are
No.
Oh, that is horrible.
No.
I was so
And it's great value.
I remember that.
So it's Walmart.
which
Right?
means Walmart actually made it.
Yes. Yes, I remember seeing it there.
Oh,
Yes.
that's horrible.
Yep. See, I remember it was red. It was red velvet. I remember that.
I would have probably bought it. I would just be honest. I would have
If
probably
it
bought a
was
couple
red
of tubs.
velvet, you say?
Yep. See, look,
man.
see it.
Oh, let me go back. I'm gonna go back. I'm
It
sorry.
has
What
the
you-
flag on there. I see
Let me
the
go back.
flag. I see the Juneteenth flag is on there.
No.
Everybody was trying to get on.
It's
Yeah,
on.
you see the line under there. It says a red velvet and cheesecake flavored dessert, and then the next line says Walmart has apologized for selling it.
Oh,
What does it say?
oh,
Walmart has
Wanda
apologized
said-
for selling Juneteenth themed ice cream.
Wanda said at least the flavor wasn't watermelon. You
Right.
got that right.
Oh, that
Fried
would
chicken.
have. Oh, yeah, that would have
She
taken the
said they
cake.
have apologized.
Yeah, I mean, people went off.
Yeah, they had
People-
a lot of outrage.
They because they were capitalizing off of our holiday.
I
Yeah.
bet you I would have bought some.
Oh.
They would have got one
That's
customer.
awful.
I
They should have did it
that
for
ice
July
cream.
4th then.
Mm-hmm.
But they've always had July 4th stuff.
Ice cream too?
I mean, they have everything red, white, and blue around this
I was
time.
gonna say they got bomb pops. They got bomb pops. So technically,
Mhm.
all right. Let's do it. Let's do a little humor. Let's do a little. Let's do it either or. Silk press or braids.
Braid.
Braids.
I'm gonna go with that silk press. You know, because you get to shake that hair. You get to shake like that.
And tell them to put it in the chat too on social media as well, Dietrich.
Huh? Oh, that's in there. That's on the
Yeah,
Put it
tell them to if they're white. Oh, what? Oh, it is coming through. It's coming through. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Cookout or brunch?
Cookout.
Wow.
Cookout.
Tiffany, we gotta do brunch.
She said
We always at the
cookout.
cookout. Doing line
Because we can be ourselves. Our brunch, I love dressing up. I love looking cute. I love opportunity.
You ain't gotta
But
do
just
all that.
at brunch, you gotta look brunchy. You gotta
It
have.
depends on who you go with.
Short time.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go
See,
with
that's
some of
that
my-
Atlanta stuff.
you go with my friends who not all that, they don't have everything up here. You go with some of them, and brunch is just like the cookout. We in the fancy. Look, I knew that was gonna get her. Where's she at? Because I knew you was coming out. I knew you was gonna come on out for that one. Hey, friend. But it's true
What's
though.
the
You know
next
it's
one?
true. Group chat or phone call.
Group
Phone
chat.
call.
Phone call.
It also depends for me. I would fail this test. I'm both. It depends on what.
It depends
Yeah.
on what's
On the
going
mood.
on.
Depends.
Mhm.
All right, this is gonna
I
be
do
a hard
both.
one for y'all. I know this is gonna be hard, sister girls. Speak up or let it go.
Speak up.
Depends. It depends on what it is.
Depends on the situation.
Depends on what it is.
It does depend on the situation.
80%.
Not what Tawanda
speak up.
said. Speak up. Let's
Because-
get this on record.
'cause-
Speak up.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm the type of person I speak up for everybody. I don't, even if it's not my fight. And sometimes I have to say, this is not your fight.
Right.
This is not your fight.
Right.
Sister. You can relax on this one. Sit back.
Right.
It's not your fight. Just chill.
See,
on
I've been
this.
speaking up for so
Let
long.
it go.
I'm going to the other half of my life, and I'm like,
that was. I don't know.
whatever,
I used to be the speak up, but now I'm like, it depends.
Mhm.
If it really doesn't bother me, or
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna just cut you off, but I probably won't say anything at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you
Fine.
say, govern yourself
Look,
accordingly.
I'm gonna need, man. If you don't stop laughing at my comments, we're gonna put you out the. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna put you out.
I like Maya say, govern yourself accordingly.
Look, I'm about to give you.
That's
Look,
what I
I'm about
say,
to give
govern
y'all one.
yourself
Here you go.
accordingly.
Walmart or Target?
Target.
Neither.
Walmart because I'm
Neither.
mad at Target.
Who said neither?
at Target in
Me
years.
neither.
I'm still not
Thank you,
shopping
Bessie.
at either one of them.
Oh,
Well, neither
right.
one of them. But if I had to pick,
Somebody
one,
putting
it would be
that-
Target.
If I had to pick, it'd be
Target.
Walmart.
It-
Target high.
Oh,
Because they have to be now
now
because they lost all that business. They have to raise their
No,
prices.
they always been high. Walmart always been cheap.
All
Walmart
right,
ain't
listen,
cheap
okay, so
anymore.
we got a couple
Not no
minutes. We got
more.
a couple
Not
minutes.
anymore.
My friend said neither. See, it said neither.
Yeah, I'm still
Oh.
neither.
Let's
What's
do.
Should I
what's
do
the funniest
Amazon?
thing someone's ever said to you that revealed that they knew absolutely nothing about Black women?
What?
What's the weirdest thing? What she
What's
say?
the
Weirdest.
funniest or weirdest thing someone's ever said to you that revealed that they knew absolutely nothing about Black women?
Oh, when they ask why we put oil in our hair.
Oh, good.
That's a good one.
That's
Really?
good.
I went to boarding school with the rich white girls,
Okay,
Oh, okay.
okay.
and
That's
they
why
were
you don't
just
know how to be.
and they were absolutely amazed at me sitting down, all of my hair,
Greasing your
rolling my
scalp.
hair.
Look, that's why you don't know how to be an employee, though.
Or
We're gonna have to.
have you seen the commercial where this a Caucasian? I was told by one of my
Why
colleagues,
are
or a
you so
commissioner.
loud?
She
No,
talking to me.
no. I was
She-
told they don't like the word Caucasian. Say white. I didn't know that.
Really?
She talking to me.
Nobody
She
ever
said I'm
told
too
me
loud.
that.
She broke. She remember she sent me and I asked her. I said, please explain that to me. And she sent me a whole reason why she don't like to be called Caucasian.
Oh,
I'll
she
forward it
doesn't
to you.
like.
Well, she said a lot. Her group of people, they don't like Caucasian are saying say white instead of Caucasian. I thought white was offensive to me, but
I
she
thought
gave
so
me a
too.
whole list of reason why you shouldn't say
Oh, I gotta see this
Caucasian. I don't
I ain't
know.
never heard that. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh dang, I
Yeah.
forgot my
Well, at least
thought.
you
I
didn't
was
call
about
her colonizer.
to no. But yeah, it was very, very interesting thought. But dang, I had a good one. Y'all just
The
lost it.
funniest thing someone ever said that you revealed they knew absolutely nothing about Black women.
Oh, I know. I was about to say.
That's a good one,
They-
Tawanda.
Why do
Yeah.
we wear scarves when we go to bed? Why do we have to protect our hair?
Oh.
And now they're starting to wear them. Have you noticed?
Right.
They realize
And
how it
bonnets.
protects their hair as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
so they
bonnets.
don't
They
just
made
still
the silk
press
inside.
silk.
The silk,
But I
silk.
like Tawanda said, why do you not wash your hair daily?
Yeah, I
Because we
think
gotta
I
put
got
oil
that
in
one
it.
too.
'Cause we
Why
don't
is
have-
it all
they-
surrounding hair, y'all? Why they so preoccupied with our hair?
Right. And the
They
other one is
can't
why
We can do so much with our hair. We can fry
Exactly.
it, dye it, lay it to the side. We can braid it. We can lock it. We can twist it. We
So
can pump it
funny.
up. We can we can put a kitty girl ponytail on the back. There's so much we can do with our hair. Our hair is versatile.
Right.
You know,
Right. Cut it all
Yes,
off.
sir,
and
we
then
cute.
grow it back. I mean,
We just
put on a
like
wig
you.
one day, short one day, long the
Right,
next. I mean, however we
Or
feeling that day, and we don't care that yesterday you saw us with a short wig, and the other day you saw us with a long. We don't care. We're like, we don't care. That's just how I'm feeling today.
It's part of the
Coming out.
fashion.
All of this. Yeah.
That's just how I'm feeling today. Okay, we don't care. So it's we are a very impressive culture. We're interesting. I mean, that's just who we are. I mean, and even let's talk about this. Look at all the Black women that are on the ticket for statewide election in Georgia.
I would like to go on the record and say I'm not talking about this,
Okay.
but y'all can.
We'll move on.
No, you guys can. I'm gonna go on the record and say I am not, but y'all go ahead.
But I mean, it is
And
it's
the
an
only
honor.
reason why she's not is not because
We
She's
understand.
But
She's-
the audience may not.
We
Yeah.
understand.
so we want to let the
So I
audience
just want
know
let me
why.
just say to make this point. It is an honor to have to see representation in the state of Georgia on the ticket, and we can move on from that topic.
All right.
It's an
All
honor.
right.
Judge
So-
Williams says she understands.
That's right.
All right.
So we'll do an exit and we'll introduce ourselves at the end since we didn't do it in the
We
beginning.
sure didn't.
I
We sure
skipped that.
did.
That's on me, my bad. Okay, well then y'all want
No.
to do that before I do the closing, or y'all want me to do the closing?
No, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. I'll start. My name is Maya Allen. I'm a resident of Newton County, Georgia. I am a community activist, IT professional, mom, that's just wants to ensure that we have representation, and whatever I can do to promote that on any level, that's what I'll be doing.
Amen.
Right. Well, I'm Elena Sanders, and so I'm a mother as well of a daughter who just graduated from college. Yes, yeah. She has more to go, but she's an amazing person, about to become a published researcher for her research. I think on HIV. I believe that she just told me. She's told me today, so she'll be published doing that. So as well as I am a college professor. I am a consultant. I do various things within the community. I am a advocate, a public servant, where I that's why I just said sometimes I have to say it's not my fight. I got to back off sometimes. You don't have to fight this fight. And so that's just me. I just want to see democracy within our community. I want to see fairness and, as Maya stated, representation on all levels, because I believe in our youth saying that they can do it. If they see me in this space, they can come behind me and do the same thing and do better. And so I definitely believe in representation in all facets of everything that we do.
And who next?
You.
I'll go. I'm Tamala Phillips. I was gonna say I'm a, what they say, implant of Georgia.
I think we all are, right? I think we all are. I'm not from Georgia.
But no, I've been here since 2013, so I am I guess official.
You're a peach.
Yes.
Give me
So
your-
I am an advocate as well, and looking to be a leader of my community. And I am a leader, but I'm looking to lead in this community, hopefully Brazelton, because we need more representation here. I am in the city of Brazelton, or the town of Brazelton, Gwinnett County section of that city. But yes, and please follow us on Facebook as She Speaks. Follow us individually. You can follow me, Tamala Phillips, on Facebook, Instagram. I am the new Mrs. Phillips. You can follow me over there as well. And I don't have a TikTok. I think, am I too old for TikTok?
No.
No.
I used to do
one
TikTok
either.
challenges with the youth here in our community.
Well, right. So well, I don't have a TikTok, but yeah. Go ahead, Deidre.
Okay, so I'm Deidre Butler. I am newly elected judge of Clayton County Superior Court. So I am looking forward to that transition. You know, I've been in the community forever and ever. Justice is my passion. It's something I've always wanted to do. Being a lawyer was my childhood dream. I always wanted to fight for the people. And I have just found a place fighting for the people in a different way to ensure that justice is fair and equal, and that everybody can access it and everybody can have it, and it can be the same when they get there. So we thank you for coming out. Now, hold on, I got a whole closing speech, y'all. Don't go nowhere yet. Ignorance may feel like bliss to the person who doesn't have to see the problem, but awareness isn't optional for those living the experience. Diversity isn't about making everyone the same. It's about recognizing that every person's story has value, every voice deserves to be heard, and every experience can teach us something. This is She Speaks, and when women speak, conversations change. Thank you for joining us. Please join us and follow us on Facebook. We look forward to seeing you all hopefully at our next podcast. Have a great rest of your evening.
Bye.
Everybody.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She speaks with power, she speaks with grace. Truth from a black woman's place. From our lives, from our view, we bring the real story straight to you. Elena Sanders, Deidre Butler, Maya Allen, Timberline, Phillips too. For real voices, one clear sound. She speaks if life.